कुछ भी नहीं था यार,
अरे
बस
यार।
वाली गुड़िया थी जिसको लेटा के आंखें बंद हो जाती है ना उसकी, वो गंदी सी।
possessed होती है वो.
Thanks. Maybe that's why I turned up like this.
I feel like everybody needs to experience female friendships.
Women don't have a place to chill.
Yeah.
You know, especially our moms.
When you get complimented by a woman,
That is enough. That is it. That's the peak. Pick me dynamic somehow also comes into the whole mother-in-law, daughter-in-law
It
relationships
does.
a lot. Hi, I'm Prapti.
Hi, I'm Farzeen, and welcome back to Eve's Teasing podcast.
You gotta let me say that.
I'm sorry.
You say it
again.
every time. No,
Sorry.
now I don't want to.
No, say it.
What am I, a charity case? I don't
Yes.
want it.
Yes.
What?
Say it.
No.
एक बार बोल ना, रखेंगे edit पे.
अरे मुझे रखना ही नहीं है.
And on that note, आज का topic है female friendships, which has to be very tight for you to behave this way with your friend.
Yeah.
And I think
and not take offense.
And not take offense.
Yeah.
And not take offense. I feel like one thing that we are raised with as young girls and now women is that for the longest time we've heard people say things like औरत ही औरत की सबसे बड़ी ...
A woman is a woman's worst
enemy. Yeah. Dushman. As an adult woman, now I feel like ये आया कहाँ से concept?
It was a lie. It was a lie to, you know, stop the solidarity coming to fore. An example of which I have seen very much in Kerala, if I can go about it, because I remember having friends and I remember how it was always belittled. Men would say, these friendships are fake. Yeah, so only friendship or a relationship with the man is real.
I have had the fortune of befriending some of the most fantastic people I know, and they're all women. And I've grown up with that friendship where my friends are my family. And I have always been a girly girl. The label would totally like, you know, I've loved pink, I've loved purple, but I've had friends who have tried to disassociate with that identity so much.
That's me.
Yeah.
I you know, which is why I find the glorification of the term tomboy मुझे बहुत problematic लगता है, क्योंकि it's like अगर अपने तुम सारे girlish attributes निकाल दो तभी तुम male friendship के काबिल बनोगे. ठीक है, मैं वैसी थी, ठीक है, मतलब मेरे को ऐसे कोई कपड़े, मुझे ज्यादा ऑप्शंस नहीं थे गाइस, XXL और कुर्ता वगैरह ही था, और उन कुर्तों में भी मुझे एकदम डुडेट बनना था.
टोपी पहनते थे क्या तुम?
नहीं, पैसे नहीं देते. हाँ, मतलब inside, from the inside I was Kajol from कुछ कुछ होता है.
I had her hair, the haircut, but I was Tina. यार नहीं यार, what a bad haircut, but it was a bad haircut.
But everyone grew up with that katora cut, you know, everybody had it at one.
My mom would cut it for me, you know. She would literally make us wear like this newspaper ka kapda. She would cut a circle. We are digressing, but she would make me wear that newspaper and she would just cut my hair and she would call it the mushroom cut.
Yeah, katora cut.
Arey kyun?
It's called katora cut.
I know, but like, why would you do that to your daughter?
Yeah, but I think it's a tradition. It's a rite of passage in Indian households, having a katora cut.
Coming back to female friendships and just the joy of having female friends and a group where you can vent, you can cry. The moment you cry, you know there'll be 5 people sending dessert. And
you don't even have to cry for it most of the time.
Yeah, I know. The fact that, you know, everybody, and I don't know if this has happened with you, but the period synchronization is so real, and I feel like that's like the utmost friendship level for me.
Yeah, and you know, like you don't have to keep check on your dates, because if your friend is on her period and you hang out a lot, you're just like, okay, I need to prepare. I need to buy things now.
Yeah, and I feel like there is this idea that female friendships are superficial. Then they'll talk about makeup, they don't have anything really to bond over. And as an adult, I feel like that is such a big lie.
Yeah, and what do men talk about? Football. Like that is your emotional conversation.
I feel like everybody needs to experience female friendships, because for me, that is my entire support system in life.
Absolutely. Like there are so many things, like uh, I don't know, things about sex, things
Yeah.
about period, things
Yeah.
about cramps, things
Yeah.
about men who have, messed up your life.
Yeah, career decisions.
Oh, yes.
I have friends who are not from the industry, who don't have anything to do with media. One's an architect, one's a digital marketer. But the moment you share certain things with them, they come with their own experiences and they try to help you out in any way possible.
Yeah.
I have this one friend, and of course, this is not just about that friend being a woman, it's also who she is. But like the moment I share a bad experience or something like a career advice that I need, she will find some way to find a solution if I need a solution.
How sweet.
And I feel like that understanding itself, I don't find that with my partners, I don't find that with my boyfriends or, just guy friends. Where the moment you share something, they're like, practically, because they're also taught to always be practical
And find solutions.
And find
Sometimes you
solutions.
just don't want
Yeah.
solutions, you just want to vent.
Yeah, and you know which friend to call for what issue, because isko call karenge to isse ye milega. Sometimes you want to hear something.
Yeah.
Right? You are going on a date with someone that your friends don't approve of. One friend's gonna be like that person who will say yes to everything.
Yeah.
You call that person, listen, I'm going on a date with them. And
ध्यान रखना, मेरे को location भेज दियो बस.
और location आप भेज देते हो, Uber का आप tracking भेज देते हो.
They'll always check up on you.
Yeah.
I remember I was dating this man for 4.5 years, and I was coming back from some work event. It was a very creepy Uber driver. He was not going above the speed of 40.
Okay.
And he was constantly looking at me through the rearview mirror. Yeah, and he was smiling in a weird way and all.
Yeah.
And I remember when I had left the place, when I had gotten into the cab, I had texted him saying, this is what it is. And after 5 minutes, I thought I'll call him. I called him twice, he didn't pick up. Yeah, so after telling me, yeah, I'm following your ride, he just didn't pick up and he wasn't available. And I remember calling my friend and she was like, yeah, I'm following the route, don't worry. Yeah, and she was like, do you want to keep talking on the phone while you're getting here? I was like, that'll be nice. And she kept like, this is like late in the night. I'm talking about 1-2 a.m. coming back from a shoot, and she stayed on call.
Yeah.
And the moment only when I reached home, and she's was my flatmate, and I remember the moment I reached home, she was like, yeah, kaha.
Yeah.
I think it's only women who will understand the fear of being a woman.
Yeah. I think that just brings so much to the relationship and the shared experiences. And in general, sisterhood is so real. Whether it is
So
discussing
important.
makeup, because I think my sense of styling has changed because of my girlfriends, and as they became more stylish, I became more stylish, and I've always been that kid who was dressed by the mother, right?
And you find this individuality when you're with your girlfriends.
Because they'll tell you exactly, like, I have this one friend who's the sweetest, and she will send me Pinterest looks, okay? Like, she'll just curate a look for me.
How sweet.
कि अच्छा ऐसा event है, day event, night event, okay, what is the color that you're thinking? ये detailing कौन करता है?
मेरी एक दोस्त है, she will be like, this makeup product is for you, this color is for you, you should totally try this lipstick, should I get it for you?
Yeah, and then they will get it for you.
They will.
Yeah, you don't even have to say yes or no, they will get it for you.
They'll just get it for you.
I love purple, right?
You don't say.
It's a thing where all my girlfriends are either like, this is not a sign for you to get me anything purple, but
the assumption, I love it.
But there are moments where I'll meet a friend after a really long time, and I feel like gifting in general is such a
love language,
and I love it. It's my love language. And they'll get me like, station ke bahar purple bracelet mila tha, made us think of you. And
were you in a co-ed school?
I was in a co-ed school, but in an all-girls college. Okay. And that idea grew more when I went to an all-girls college, because I feel like the pressure of looking a certain way thoda sa dropped.
Okay.
Being in an all-girls college, like every morning, if I had a lecture at 8:40, I wasn't as stressed. I was dressing up just for myself.
Okay.
And for my friends. But earlier, there was this idea that I have to look good and presentable to boys.
Yeah, I think that is where we should discuss the term pick me, because I'm from an all girls school. It was a convent school, and slut shaming was like a daily thing. Like anything you do to dress up, because the boys' school was like right adjacent to us. Okay,
Oh.
so I remember there were captains and all in school, and if we had kajal or something on, immediately the remark would be, "Why are you dressing up? It's an all girls school. What are you dressing up for?" You are constantly telling a child from kindergarten onwards that if you're getting ready, it is to attract the attention of men,
Yeah.
and that is not a good thing.
Right.
Right? When I was in my teens, or whatever, when male attention, when having a boyfriend is what validated you, um, I remember wanting to have a boyfriend, but also being like, I'd be like, मैं तो Hot Wheels से खेलती हूँ. I don't have Barbies, I have Hot Wheels. And
Hot Wheels.
और मैं घर जाके पता क्या देखती थी? कसौटी जिंदगी के. And I would watch है कशिश मीठी यादों का पहरा है.
ये क्या है?
कशिश.
कशिश क्या था?
एक आता था सीरीज यार. And I would watch all these things, but God forbid anybody comes to know. My God, it was like
obviously Kashish to abhi bhi, why are you telling people?
Now I don't care. Now I'm not a pick me. What will you do? Not like me? Okay, don't. She does. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
you do, right?
I do. But that's the thing, right? The idea of pick me in itself, I feel like I get a little bothered these days when I see it on social media, where certain people are saying things while they're pulling someone else down. Keep in the era of Dyson, be a PlayStation girl. I saw this post and I saw the comments, okay? And all the
Do
comments.
not ever give up your Dyson for a PlayStation. What are you saying?
Don't get a Dyson. It's a waste of money. But okay, agree to disagree.
Humbly disagree.
Okay, fine. But the comments on that post were like, pick me, choose me, love me. You know how people say these things to posts like these?
Farzeen, you also have to understand that there also it is the male validated thing that they are, saying to choose it over something like a Dyson.
No, I get that. I absolutely get that. I'm saying that that person who's being this way has not been able to break out of that mold that we've all been raised in. And that to me, I feel sad that people attack people like that. I would try to understand that here is a person who is behaving in a manner that probably a lot of people I know used to behave in. And they've not been able to break out of it. I would rather.
Farzeen is the kind of person, if a car hits her, she'll apologize to the car. So please, the extreme niceties of Farzeen should be an episode on this podcast.
That you're also very nice for all the facade that you have.
I'm a kind person. I'm not a nice person.
Is there a difference?
There's a great bigger difference. Okay. Now, what my problem is that you are an adult, perhaps, and you are seeing what you are seeing around you. And in that scenario, why would you want to be a boy's girl? And a boy's girl, like, not like, a girlfriend or something. I'm saying, someone who is like...
who passes up the checklist for guys,
Yeah, it's like, a PlayStation over a Dyson. Oh my God, I'm so into cars. I cannot understand makeup at all. I hate makeup.
But that's the thing. I wish, like, people would just... And that's where I am at, where I feel like, great, love PlayStation, don't wear makeup. You don't have to do it while you're pulling someone else down.
And you don't have to glorify it.
Yeah, and glorify it. That's your personality.
No. Don't glorify it at the cost of this.
Yeah.
Even I've been a pick-me. It's not like we've not had that phase in life. I've been a major pick-me.
बताओ
मैं Hot Wheels मेरे पास थे भी नहीं.
झूठी.
But I'm a Hot Wheels girl. I don't like Barbies.
Barbies थे?
कुछ भी नहीं था यार. बस वाली गुड़िया थी जिसको लेटा के आंखें बंद हो जाती है ना, उसकी वो गंदी सी गुड़िया.
पापी गुड़िया. Possessed होती है वो.
Thanks. Maybe that's why I turned up like this. This pick-me dynamic somehow also comes into the whole mother-in-law, daughter-in-law relationships a lot.
And I feel like that's also a place where people say कि आपकी सास ही आपकी सबसे बड़ी दुश्मन होगी.
हाँ.
और उस चीज को I feel like we really need to understand where that idea is even coming from, where that and how it's propagated.
Yeah.
You know, like there are a bunch of shows and movies and serials where you will see this kind of depiction, and it's like you're never trying to show why and how of it.
Exactly. So अगर हम चले why and how में उसके.
चलो.
यार मैं ना I was on a date. This was in Bangalore.
Fufu's being pick me right now.
My God, Fufu's a guinea pig. So I was on this date. It was in Bangalore, and the boy was showing me around, and he was showing me all these places that his father and his grandfather used to chill at. So he has been brought up in Bangalore, and not once did he mention, oh, my mom used to sit here with her friends. So when I heard that thing, I was constantly thinking about how women don't have a place to chill.
Yeah.
Especially our moms.
Yeah.
I don't think my mom isn't friends with anybody from her college or her school. Whereas my dad, he's friends with people he went to college with, and even he knows those people that he went to school with. There is some sort of a connection he has with those people. Whereas my mom completely immersed herself into that married life. उस immersion के साथ क्या हो जाता है? तुम्हारा बेटा ही तुम्हारा सब कुछ है, है ना? Your son's love and your son's attention and your son being with you is everything.
Yeah. Also, like initially it's children. Your entire identity becomes that of a mother of children.
Yeah.
And if you have a son, traditional Indian setup में यही होता है कि बेटी will get married and leave. So the attachment is very different with a daughter, and the attachment is very different with a son. Now this is not true for every household, but most Indian households see this. Culturally, we see this, and maybe in certain, like, don't hold us against this, but this is from our experience as well.
Yeah.
Right? And this idea of having a son and then submitting to their needs completely, like you had with your partner, with your husband. So that moves and shifts to your son now.
Yeah, because you see, the partner, the man has a life. This is a woman who has moved into the man's house, and he is going about life as usual. He's chilling with people. What does the woman have? She only has that son.
Yeah.
Whom, she's taking care of, nurturing, all of those things, and from whom she gets that kind of love which she would expect from her partner. Then the son marries, and that mother has to share that attention and love. Of course she'll be insecure. Of course she will think, oh my God, my one source of love and attention is going away from me. Whereas it can also be the other way around, where she's thinking, oh my God, now there's gonna be a Bahu in the house, I could totally chill with her. That is not
the ideal she's been raised with.
Yeah.
Because she probably didn't see that in her setup when she was the Bahu. You know how they say, Kyunki saas bhi kabhi Bahu thi. There is a very logical thing about that statement. Yeah. And there are a few instances where you see like a good bond. You see a mother-in-law being like a mother to their daughter-in-law, right? Like my mother-in-law is so cool.
Yeah, but exceptions are always there.
No, I'm saying, and that is of course celebrated as it should be, but it's never normalized. It is always an exception, and that to me is a problem.
Yeah, 100%.
We're not trying to dismiss bad experiences of people because we're not talking about dowry. We're not talking about those setups.
We're not talking about those things. We are just going into the intricacies of औरत की दुश्मन नहीं है, औरत की दुश्मन बनाया गया है ताकि everything revolves around a man.
Yeah, I mean, it just helps the system.
Yeah.
The idea that you know how they say औरतें मिलेंगी तो चुगली करेंगी. Historically there has always been this fear that when women gather and they will talk about things and they will empower themselves. Look this up.
Gossip is actually something that women came together, talked about to sort their life out. And women gossiping is this point where they come together, they discuss their issues, and everybody has something to pitch in,
Yeah.
and they can sort their issues out.
Yeah.
And why are they saying women gossiping is the problem? I think the biggest problem is boys locker room existing, boys locker room talk and all of that.
Boys will be boys.
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah.
Like,
how is that okay? And look it up. Look up the word gossip and look up where it originated from. Gospel is the word, and just look up the history. We won't get into it.
Yeah.
But it's damn interesting. It's damn
Yeah.
interesting. Prapti, there have been moments where I've had discussions with my okay friends, not my best friends. That's a different conversation. With my okay friends, and we've realized some truth about some person. Most of the times men, and we're like, oh shit, that happened with you as well.
Especially in offices.
Yeah.
Like when a man is creepy to you, oh,
They were like this with me as well.
Yeah, especially if you're a new joinee and you have no idea of anything. And there would be times when a man is doing something, and you will see a woman looking at you.
Yeah.
This happened to me at one particular event where there was this guy who was talking to me, and I had 3 women coming from 3 different directions. Women I have
never
interacted. I know nothing about, and they just
sensed it.
They knew how this man is, and they just came to me, and they took me away and saying whatever, and this is what they would call gossip, right?
Yeah,
Where they'd be like,
yeah.
हाँ वो तो है ही ऐसा, सबके साथ ऐसे ही करता है, तू थोड़ा दूर रही हो उससे.
But Prapti, who's not given enough credit for this female solidarity, female friendships being cool?
Me?
Sure. But also Gen Z.
Oh, 100%.
I feel like we were raised with these ideas. औरत ही औरत की सबसे बड़ी दुश्मन है. Our parents, millennials and boomers were raised with all of this, right?
Yeah.
But then something shifted and we found friendships, and Gen Z just like celebrated it to the point where it became cool.
Farzeen, I think you should also know that we walked so they could run.
You just wanted to say that.
No, I think we're the Pete Davidson of female friendships. I think millennials.
I have just been fortunate to have the best set of girlfriends, and it's ever growing. I always feel like I know that sometimes I get called biased, and I'm like, I've been told that I'm biased towards women.
Dev, I'm called a misandrist.
What is a misandrist? There
I
is
don't
no
know.
such thing.
I know.
But मैं हूँ biased शायद चलेगा मुझे.
मैं भी हूँ, क्योंकि वहाँ पे जो मुझे attention, love और care मिला, like I can just go and say something and they will know immediate. I'll not have to explain anything.
Yeah.
They will know immediately.
Very grateful for our female friends.
Yeah, I mean, just enter a drunk women's bathroom. Like,
oh my god, the compliments. Oh, we didn't talk about that. Like a big important chunk. When you get complimented by a woman,
that is enough. That is it. That's the peak.
कुछ नहीं चाहिए.
That means you're looking fab.
You're invincible.
Fab.
Yeah, there are so many moments where you meet a stranger and you compliment them, and I feel like we are also taught to hold these compliments back.
Yeah.
Just try it. Just compliment a stranger, a woman, and just like it makes your day.
Like I remember I had a bob cut, and this woman on the metro was like, "I love your haircut. Could you please tell me where you got it from?"
Yeah.
And I remember how this was turned the other way around in that movie Mean Girls.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like please, no, that does not happen. This is I think where we are ending our podcast. We've said everything we had to say. But if you have more, you can obviously add it to the comments. I'll let you speak now. Go.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. But for our next podcast, the topic that we're going to be discussing is financial independence for women. So if you have any suggestions, anything, put that in the comments as well.
Yeah.
And subscribe to our channel.
Like and share this and tell us why you found this relatable.
Yeah.
And we will see you next week.
And tell us if you didn't find it relatable. We're very open to discussion. We are. I am.
She is.
I am.
She is.
Bye.